I, I attribute a lot of my journey here to my daughter Cheyenne, because I knew, like I can go back to high school where I can remember praying to God. I went to church every week, but it wasn't, a Bible-based church. It wasn't a church that brought Christ into it, which now I'm like, what? How does that work? And so I was seeking that, but a lot of things had happened in my life, 2 failed marriages, a lot of breakdown in friendships, and I kind of had created this silo because I was afraid to trust myself. I was afraid to trust others. I was tired. I was exhausted. Like life was exhausting. For a while, just thinking it was too late for me. I've made too many mistakes. How could God love me? And Cheyenne would say kind of these profound things like, God said, and I say like, hey, this little 5-year-old says, and who am I to question? And so we started looking, really being intentional to look for a home church. And my father reached out to us and said, hey, are you going to come Christmas Eve? And I said, oh, geez, I'm hoping to. And my daughter was like, we're coming. So I was like, yes, we're coming. And I came in, and from the moment we walked through the door, everyone was so welcoming. Not because they knew my father, they didn't even make that connection. It was just welcome to fellowship. You could sit anywhere. I didn't have to worry about like, oh gosh, am I in John's seat? Because, I don't want to step on any toes. And Pastor Steve was speaking. He was talking, about the fact that it's never too late to accept Christ, and that, like your life will change. And I've been carrying a burden, many burdens forever. And I knew, like, for me, like, I want that change. And I can remember just, just tears just pouring down my face. And at first I was a little, like, this sense of embarrassment, like, oh my gosh, these people are gonna be like, what's with this crazy lady crying in the middle of the church? Until I realized that everybody was there for themselves and their own personal relationship, and they don't look around and judge on people. And he was leading everybody through kind of the acceptance. And for all I know, I could have been saying it out loud with him because my heart was screaming. And he let it through, and I could feel, I just felt like such a relief. And it was kind of like the beginning, which I didn't think was possible. And we got out there afterwards, and Pastor Steve made a beeline. And he came up and he said, we've been praying for you. And I thought, like, wow, that is amazing. People are praying for me, And then he said, and we're doing church at 10:30 now, just for you. And I'm sure, there were more people, but, and then Cheyenne came upstairs from kids' church, and this might have been another Sunday, and she was wild about it. And she said, we're coming every Sunday, right? And I said, if we make this commitment, we're making this commitment. But I think we had already kind of committed, and we were locked in. And as a family, we were locked in. The girls, and even now my son, and myself, and just a strong desire to grow and to walk with him every day.